Hello guys! Welcome back to my channel. It's me again, Lakwatsirong Butiki. Mula doon sa makasaysayang puok ng Cavite, Cavite, ang Aguinaldo Shrine, nakatawid na ang Butiki ngayon dito sa makasaysayan na simbahan ng Bacoor, Cavite, ang Saint Michael the Archangel Parish Church, o mas kilala rin sa pangalan na Bacoor Church. Samahan niyo ko dito guys! The city of Bacoor is a first-class component city in the province of Cavite. According to the 2020 census, it has a population of 664,625 people, making it the 15th most populous city in the Philippines and the second largest city in the province of Cavite after Dasmariñas. Some accounts indicate that the city of Bacoor was founded as a pueblo or town in 1671. When Spanish troops first arrived in Bacoor, they met some local inhabitants in the process of building a bamboo fence, or bakod in Filipino, around the house. The Spaniards asked the men the name of the village, but because of the difficulties in understanding each other, the local inhabitants thought the Spaniards were asking what they were building. The men answered, "Bacood." The Spaniards pronounced it as Bacoor, which soon became the town's name. In Spanish conquistador Miguel de Luarca's book, Relación de las Islas Filipinas, published in 1582, Bacoor is mentioned as Vacol, which may have been derived from bakod, or bamboo fence in Tagalog. Bacoor was one of the flashpoints of the Cavite Mutiny of 1872. Bacoor's parish priest at that time, Father Mariano Gomez, was one of the Gumbuza trio implicated in the mutiny for advocating the secularization of priesthood in the Philippines. He and the rest of Gumbuza were executed at Bagumbayan in 1872. The death of the Gumbuza served as the inspiration for Jose Rizal's El Filibusterismo, which in turn influenced the ignition of the Philippine Revolution. During the Philippine Revolution against Spain in 1896, Bacoor was one of the first towns in Cavite to rise up. A Katipunan chapter, codenamed Gargano, led by Hel Ignacio from Barrio Banalo, started the hostilities in Bacoor on September 2, 1896, 3 days after the revolution began. On February 17, 1897, General Emilio Aguinaldo's 40,000-strong force confronted a 20,000-strong Spanish reinforcement at the Zapote River. The Katipuneros reinforced the southern bank of the river with trenches designed by Filipino engineer Edelberto Evangelista. Edelberto Evangelista was known as the engineer of the revolution and the hero of the revolution. They also blew up the Zapote Bridge with explosives, which killed several Spaniards crossing it and thereby preventing them from reaching Cavite and forcing them to retreat to Muntinlupa. Despite the Filipino victory, they lost the brilliant Evangelista who was killed in action. However, after the Spanish counteroffensive in May 1897, Bacoor and the rest of Cavite finally fell to the Spaniards, forcing Aguinaldo and his men to retreat to Biak na Bato. With the Philippine Declaration of Independence from Spain on June 12, 1898, hostilities reignited in Cavite and Bacoor was designated as the first capital of Emilio Aguinaldo's revolutionary government until it was transferred to Malolos, Bulacan in August 1898, a month before the convening of the Malolos Congress. The Zapote Bridge became the site once again of another battle on June 13, 1899, this time between Philippine and American troops. An American force of 1,200 men, supported by naval gunfire from the American squadron in Manila Bay, crushed a 5,000-strong Filipino force led by General Pio del Pilar. Zapote Bridge, special place in Philippine history, is depicted today in Bacoor's city seal. During World War II in 1942, Japanese occupation forces entered Bacoor and other towns of Cavite province. From May 7, 1942 to August 15, 1945, many Caviteños joined the Cavite Guerrilla Unit, a recognized guerrilla group headed by Colonel Mariano Castañeda. This group would eventually become the Filipino-American Cavite Guerrilla Forces, or FACGF. Colonel Francisco Guerrero and the FACGF's 2nd Infantry Regiment was put in charge of Japanese resistance in Bacoor. The FAGCF, together with Filipino soldiers under the 4th and 42nd Infantry Division of the Philippine Commonwealth Army, liberated and recaptured Bacoor, and 4th Constabulary Regiment of the Philippine Constabulary was defeated the Japanese Imperial Army forces from January 1 to August 15, 1945 during the Allied liberation of the Philippines. During the 1990s and 2000s, Bacoor attempted to achieve cityhood status due to its growing population and tax income, with several cityhood bills filed in Congress in 1997, 2000, and 2007. On July 25, 2011, President Benigno Simeon Aquino III signed into law Republic Act No. 10160, creating the city of Bacoor. It was ratified through a plebiscite on June 23, 2012, wherein 36,226 of the town's 40,080 registered voters voted in favor of cityhood, while those against were 3,854. In this historic city of Bacoor, Cavite, lies one of the oldest landmarks of the area, the Parish of St. Michael the Archangel, which also played a key role in our history, where one of the Gumbursa priests, Father Mariano Gomez, once administered the parish. In this parish, there were two esteemed patrons of the people of Bacoor, that became their protectors and silent witnesses to the town's history. San Miguel Arcangel de Bacoor and Nuestra Señora del Santísimo Rosario de Bacoor. The beginning of the devotion to Saint Michael the Archangel marks with its establishment in 1669 and was constructed using bamboos, straws, and nipa leaves, and it was later created as a separate parish from Cavite in 1792 by virtue of the royal cedula issued by Ferdinand VI, King of Spain, to the Spanish Governor-General in the Philippines. It was during the term of Father Mariano Gomez from 1824 to 1872 that the church was renovated with the present architectural structure made of adobe and tegula, and equipped with modern-day concrete cement mix. Thousands of duck egg whites were utilized to bond the huge boulders of adobe. The parish at present is one of the oldest existing parishes in Cavite. It was around 1750 to 1755 that the image of San Miguel Arcangel de Bacoor arrived from Mexico through the Manila-Acapulco galleon trade and was enshrined in his church in Bacoor, Cavite. It is also noteworthy that the devotion to Saint Michael the Archangel became popular due to the reported apparitions in Tlaxcala, Mexico in 1631, where it became known as the apparitions of San Miguel de Milagro. Since the arrival of the image to Bacoor, the devotion grew and the townsfolk sought his intercession in times of need and grave danger that devotees would call him Tata Igi. It is also said that the image would be carried and made its rounds to the whole town of Bacoor to bless the salt beds for a good harvest. It is said that Saint Michael disguises himself as a mestizo who goes to the nearby towns to invite strangers to come to Bacoor. Whenever the strangers would ask him where his house is, he would reply that it is in the parish church. Mula naman dito sa Saint Michael the Archangel Parish Church dito sa Bacoor, Cavite, tatawid na ang butiki papuntang Indang, Cavite next week. Isang makasayang simbahan naman ang pupuntiryahin ko doon, ang Saint Gregory the Great Parish Church, mas tanyag rin sa pangalan na Indang Church. Abangan nyo ko doon, guys! Bye-bye!